My ambition is to make this the best tech channel on YouTube, and to achieve that, I need your help. Today's video will be on screen in just a few seconds, but before we delve into it, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, please watch the video until the very end. The crazy thing is, the longer you watch, the more people YouTube will share it with. You're helping loads of other people see this content just by simply watching all of the video. You, my friend, are an absolute hero. Now, let's begin. Nearly everyone in the world walks around with a smartphone in their pocket, able to whip it out and take a photo whenever they like. But are you using your iPhone camera to its fullest potential? Are there some hidden features and little tips and tricks that could turn your photos from good to absolutely amazing? These days, smartphone technology has become so advanced, so fast, that as users we can barely keep up. Each new model is such a vast improvement on the last one that quite often there are too many features to keep track of, and some get forgotten about. Our iPhones provide so many functions that they're rendering some of our other devices completely obsolete. We're looking at you, alarm clock, wristwatch and digital camera. The compact digital camera technology in mobile phones right now is nothing short of amazing. The humble iPhone is able to take high-resolution, high-quality pictures that look simply stunning. There has been a direct correlation between the improvement of smartphone cameras and the sharp decline in the sales of digital cameras. Buying an expensive digital camera is a must for a professional photographer, but for the novice or beginner-level user, what you have in your pocket is actually very well equipped for most photography tasks. The added bonus is those Instagram and Snapchat filters. Adding bunny or puppy dog ears is everyone's guilty pleasure when taking a selfie. Apple are fully aware that the camera feature and design is all consumers care about when choosing to buy an iPhone. The top of the range iPhone 11 Pro is proof of this, showing the company's innovation by having 3 cameras built in: a standard, ultra-wide and telephoto lens. It also has a built-in night mode, so photos can be taken in low light without the need for the flash ruining the image with overexposure. With this in mind, here are some of our handy tips and tricks to get that perfect shot every time with little to no effort. Number 5. Live Photo is your friend. There is a handy function in your iPhone called Live Photo Mode that captures a series of images for 1.5 seconds when taking a photo. You might have seen this in action as a short little video shown on each picture when flicking through your photo gallery. This is fantastic for when you're photographing a moving target, such as a bird flying through the sky or a sports event. You can then go into the photo and select the exact frame you want to use out of the sequence of shots taken over the 1.5 seconds, giving you a higher chance of getting a great shot with no blurring. Number 4. Use all those lenses. They say sometimes less is more, but we say more is more. Switch to the ultra-wide lens by sliding your finger across the middle of the screen when in the camera app to fit a whole lot more into the frame. Perfect for squeezing the whole family into a group photo at a reunion, or fitting as much of the sunrise coming up over the beach as possible into your landscape photos. By swiping your finger the other way, you can initialize the telephoto lens. Unlike digital zoom, which can degrade the pixel density of the shot, this built-in telephoto lens gives a true 2x zoom, resulting in an image of a faraway object without compromising quality. The result is a sharp, crisp photo, without getting that grainy artifact in the end of the product. Great for photographing wildlife without having to get too close. Number 3. Clever software. You may have noticed a little toggle on your camera called Smart HDR. It stands for High Dynamic Range and is one of the most powerful pieces of software running on your iPhone. Let's say you want a shot of someone in front of a gorgeous sunset, but they'll be lost in the foreground due to the overly bright background. Rather than having to choose between focusing on your subject and losing the background, or vice versa, HDR makes it so you can experience both in one photograph. It does this by taking 3 photos consecutively at different exposures, one normal and one each adjusted for the brightest and darkest details. The end result is an automatically generated photo with the best of everything that absolutely pops. Available on the ultra-wide and telephoto iPhone lens, Deep Fusion is a more complex image manipulation tool that builds on the idea of HDR. It combines 9 separate exposures together into a single image. It's referred to as computational photography mad science. Every time you take a photo in this mode, your iPhone's camera will capture 4 short, 1 long exposure and 4 secondary images. The processor goes through every one of the 24 million pixels that make up the image to select and optimize each one, all in under a second. This mode creates an enormously detailed photo, featuring a highly impressive dynamic range with little to no noise or artifacts. Number 2, it's all about perspective. Enabling the sneaky portrait mode function will use the iPhone's AI to detect a person's face and body in the foreground of the photo and slightly blur the background. The effect is that the subject instantly draws the eye and stands out from the rest of the image. Turn this feature on to take the best selfies of your life. You can also set the focal point and subject of the picture by tapping anywhere on your screen. The software will recognize the point and adjust the focus, color, brightness, and gamma so that the rest of the image normalizes in comparison to the subject. Turning on the grid option in camera settings will divide your viewfinder into 9 equal rectangles, using 2 vertical and 2 horizontal lines. Significant elements of the photo composition should be aligned either along those lines or where they intersect, called the rule of thirds. It's a basic principle of still photography that the average iPhone user wouldn't know about. It can be hard to divide the screen into thirds in your mind when you're not used to doing it for a job like a professional photographer. But by using the grid lines to line up the interesting objects in a scene, you can drastically improve the quality of your shots. Number 1, everything is better with apps. Even though the iPhone 11 has some amazing native functions, that being said, there are a few must-have apps that give you full control over every setting, meaning quite often you can leave your DSLR camera at home. If you have a good amount of photography experience, like using Halid to manually control all settings from shutter speed to focus, exposure, ISO, quite literally every possible parameter of your shot. It has advanced depth mapping and peaking, using the multiple cameras in the phone to create the photo in augmented reality. VSCO is the app of choice for Instagram users and is a powerful editing tool in order to tweak your photos ever so slightly to make them really pop. If you're looking for filters, then Obscura 2 offers handy on-screen dials to adjust parameters. It has a ton of preset filters that come with the app to give your photos a more polished look and set the hue and color of your photos to achieve the mood you had in mind. For those who are using their iPhone 11 Pro to shoot mostly video, the Pro Camera app allows you to control the frame rate, resolution, HDR settings, stabilization, and many more settings to ensure that you create perfect video. If this is all too much, then how about you start with Camera Plus 2? It's the perfect app for the novice and is very similar to the iOS camera app. It has a few little extras thrown in here and there to allow you to improve the look of your photos without feeling overwhelmed by a huge choice of settings. And that just about wraps things up for today. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Please let us know in the comments if you already knew about any of our tips, or if you're going to try them out and see the benefits for yourself. Remember to give us some love, hit like, click that subscribe button and share this video to support our channel. This has been Ultimate 5 Picks. See you next time.